I'm going to take a deep dive into a bus manufacturer I don't know much about, but what I know, they are from Vietnam. They have produced many thousand buses and now they're coming strong into Europe. This is VinFast. One thing I love with bus world is to see the manufacturers you barely knew existed, and VinFast is one of them. They are based in Vietnam outside of Hanoi, and they are very young. In 2021, VinFast produced their first e-bus. VinFast is owned by Vin Group, which is one of the biggest companies in Vietnam. They were established in 1993 and started with healthcare, building hospitals, real estate, retail and education. And the company is owned by a billionaire, one of the richest people in the world. So they have a lot of economical strength. And in 2017, VinFast was established and they started to produce cars, e-scooters, taxis, a lot of interesting vehicles. And then in 2021, they made their very first e-bus. And in only 4 years, VinFast have produced thousands of buses to be road-proven in Vietnam. And now they're coming to Bus World to present themselves for the first international market, which will be Europe. And I'm so proud to tell you about this brand new Vietnamese company that will produce buses with passion. And to describe the vehicle better, I will give the word to my good friend. This is Patrick.
My name is Patrick Oosterveld. I'm the Director of Sales. I'm standing in front of a 12-meter vehicle from Vietnam. It is called the EB12 from the company VinFast, with European components like back axle and front axle from ZF, like the seats from Stir, like the Futura doors and Garflow flooring. A vehicle which is totally homologated, type approval, R107, and even having ADAS R155 and R156, the famous cybersecurity safety regulations. This vehicle is now on the road soon in Europe and ready to order. We use LFP batteries because they are the safest in bus transportation, and we use the batteries from CATL, over 400 kilowatt hour of battery with a warranty of 8 years, 80% SO. Next to the 5 years total warranty on the vehicle, bumper to bumper, will give you a really attractive TCO, a total cost of ownership for the operator. Our chassis are threaded in a 9-bath cut-off razor system, and this anti-corrosion will have also a warranty of 8 years. All batteries are mounted on the roof. This vehicle behind us has even an electric ramp and full double glazing on the side windows.
Thank you, Patrick, for all the great information about this bus. And now I want to take you through the bus for the first time. I will give you all my honest first opinion of the vehicle because it's the first time I see it, and it's probably also the first time you see it. So let's do this together. This is the VinFast EB12, a 12-meter bus with 2+2+2 door solution. You have a front door, middle door, and also a back door. And this is not a prototype. This is a bus that will stay in Europe and go straight to a customer in Europe. It is a bus with a great design. Look at these headlamps. Each headlamp consists of 3 big LED lamps, and you have 3 flat LED lamps on top to create cool and nice design. I really like how the front is curving. You have this silver line, which also comes back in to the logo. Big black panel here with lines. Everything is drawing your attention into the middle of the bus. And one thing I also really like is that they do have the good old classic mirror. And at this moment, they don't deliver with digital mirrors. So it still shows that buses with analog mirrors still have the right to live. So let's enter the EB12 together for the very first time. It is a lot of European manufactured parts in this bus. And these doors are, for example, from Ventura, which is a European door manufacturer. And I want to show you the driver's compartment because the most important person in the bus is sitting behind this steering wheel. I really have to say, it feels light and spacious here. And again, I'm seated in a European part. This is a driver's seat from BG, and I have to say, it's quite comfortable. I don't have any armrests, but I do have a seatbelt. The steering wheel here is very simple and easy. It's not a multimedia steering wheel, but what more do you actually need as a city bus driver today? And what I see around me, it's not too many buttons. But let's try to adjust the steering wheel. We have the classic VDV style of a dashboard. Fantastic. You can take it quite much up and down, and I lock it on the button again, and there I have a comfortable driver position. For those of you that followed my channel for a while, you know that I love a great side window. And look at this. This is the side window dream. I think I'll move in here because I want this view from home. We have a manual way to open the window. We have a manual curtain, even manual curtain in the front. And then push this to get it up again. I think that can be approved to get a button somewhere to make that go up and down, because when I drive, I don't want to stretch all the way there. In the roof, we have some controllers for the radio, and we also have the controller for the LED screen in front. And you can also adjust the volume on the microphone when you speak to the passengers. Next station, Busworld in Brussels. Down to my left, we have some key features. We have some USB ports so the driver can charge his phone. We have a handbrake, buttons to adjust the mirrors. To my left knee, we have the light switch so I can turn on and off the exterior lights. And we do have the start and stop button. On the panel, there we have the possibility to turn on the heated front window. The whole windshield is heated, which means it's ready for the European market. Even here, heat trends. And to the right side of the panel, we have the door buttons, we have the transmission, which is DNR, and hey, it's from ZF, just like the axles. And then we have the buttons to lower the bus, to rise up the bus. You have the emergency blinker, the steering wheel adjustment, and you can also change the interior lighting. For me, the dashboard is a bit unmodern. I think the design has a big potential to be upgraded, but it's clean and it's simple. In the middle, we have a little round circular speedometer. There you see in the middle how much speed you have, but there is also a digital meter to show how fast you're driving. And underneath, you have a big green battery symbol that shows you how much battery you have left on your bus. Then you can see how far you have been driving. You can see what kind of exterior lights you're driving with, and how much bars you do have for the brakes. And I know it's very nice to have functional brake system. There is also a screen here in the front, and this is only a prototype for this vehicle. This is a screen to show you all the cameras installed in the bus. For example, by the back door, so you don't squeeze anyone when you close the door. And there is also a reversing camera in this monitor. I have a mirror so I can see what's happening behind in the passenger compartment. And the safety is also kept in the buses from VinFast. Here we have a very small and nice indicator, and this is the side guard assist. If somebody walks like that person now next to the bus, bam, this turns red. That shows that someone is in my blind spot, and this is a very helpful tool. And haven't you seen, for example, in the old days when you have these big screens and they were noisy and screaming? It's so nice and cute. I love how they shaped this side guard assist. In the front, it's also a very strong structure for the driver. It fits all the R29 security measures. If you will have an impact, the driver should stay safe. In front of me, I have a little black box, and this is the driver drowsiness system that tells me if I'm getting tired or not. And I think I've covered what's to tell about the driver's compartment. So let's take a look at the passenger compartment to see how the passenger can enjoy the VinFast EB12. And the first thing I can say, nothing to be ashamed of in the passenger area. Look at the light and great space that's inside here. We have LED lights going from the front all the way to the back of the bus. We have great floor, also delivered by a European manufacturer. And look at the big windows on the side. And they are double, so they are already preparing the bus for cold European winters. The interior looks very good, and if you want to try to blind test a person putting them into this vehicle straight after being into a European bus, they wouldn't see the difference. You have your first front seats. You have 2 seating groups here. This is for handicapped people, so you also have a button so you can press if you need more space when you leave the bus. In the middle you have space for a wheelchair, and there is also a wheelchair ramp which is electric on this bus. Along the wall you can find USB chargers, so you can charge your phone or tablet, whatever you will bring to the bus. You have stop buttons here on the yellow poles, and I want to try out one of the seats. Also European made, from the Polish factory Steel. The seats are very comfortable to sit in. It's just like a normal city bus. It's nothing new. It's nothing you never tried before. And here I think any passenger in any European city could enjoy the ride. And you know, this bus is completely ready for the European market. This one can put on license plates tomorrow and start operating in maybe Brussels, since that's where we are. And VinFast has also made a great solution on the back part of the bus. Some electric buses have big boxes in the back blocking light, and everything looks more dark and gray, and also you lose seat capacity. Here, look at this. Here we have bright and light space. The windows are really getting light into the vehicle. Here we have a big back door. I really like it because then you get maximum flow of passenger in and out every time the bus will stop. There is no extra step here. So when you will sit down, you have one easy step, climb up here, and you sit down. And you have great window to your right, great window to your left, a lot of light coming in from the back. Here you are perfectly seated as a passenger. And we need to take a look at the back part of the bus before we go to the second bus they have here on the stand at this year's Bus World. I think this rear design of the bus is really interesting, and I think they're also brave because they're doing something with the rear of the bus I haven't seen on any other vehicles like this before. Look at it. It looks from the future. Laying LEDs, leading lines. Look at this red line here. Oh, and it comes also from this side. And again to the VinFast logo here in the middle. Everything leads into the middle and the center point of the bus like they did in the front. It's a brave design, but I think they're going to succeed with it because it's something else than what we have seen in Europe until now. But there is one more bus here on the stand I want to show you, and I know Patrick has a lot to tell you about it.
Now we are in front of the 8.4 meter vehicle, which is called EB8. And this vehicle, ladies and gentlemen, will show you the future. From design, inside and outside, with the embedded wheel arches in the chassis, this vehicle will show us where we are going to. Especially with the iPad dashboard showing what we have out of the cars into the buses. This vehicle is an international vehicle, not specified for Europe, but the European version will come in summer next year.
I want to do the same as we did at the EB12. I want to go inside the bus for the very first time to show you my first impression of the bus. And what do you think about it? It looks quite cool. If you see on the bottom side of the bus, it almost looks like a bathtub somehow. It's rounded, and I really like that design. I haven't seen that many places before. You have one single door here that turns in as a swing door, and a swing door, double door here in the back. There is a line here I really like. It creates a big space here for your operator, your PTO, to place your logo, and you're back to the classic analog mirror here, which I really like. But now I want to enter this bus to see how it looks. We have a nice little step here. But that step will disappear when they will move the batteries from the floor to the roof, because this is still a prototype, and when they will get the batteries on the roof, it will be a complete flat floor, so you don't have that problem anymore. Now I'm seated behind the steering wheel of the VinFast EB8. It's a bit narrow to enter, but when I'm first seated, I'm seated. And this is something I never seen before. Now you really see the heritage of this company, because this looks exactly like a car. Here to my right, I only have 3 buttons. That's all. I don't have anything else on this dashboard. I have the reverse, I have the neutral, and I have the drive. And there is also a USB port so I can charge my phone, or if you need to have any system here to work. The steering wheel is adjustable. It's one of these old-fashioned ways. I have to use a screw here. Okay, this is kind of unpractical, kind of hard, and I don't find any. Yeah, okay, I can do a little bit. Oh, there's another screw here. No, it's not too much I can do. Let's take it for what it is. This is a prototype of the vehicle, but look here, as I talked about the heritage from the cars. This is only a small, nice, tiny display. In the middle, you have a clean symbol of your speedometer. To your right, you have a very nice indicator of your battery. To the left, you have the trip information. Here you see how much range you have, how much consumption you're having, and also the temperature exterior. When you look here to the left, on the panel, it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 buttons, and that's it. Fantastic, nice little minimalistic driver compartment. Here you can open and close the doors. But for me, I think I would change the door buttons, make them bigger, and place them here on this panel. You can turn on and off the interior lighting. You have your emergency blinker, and you can tilt the bus if somebody needs to come more easily in and out the vehicle. Handbrake is placed here to the left. We have some radio controllers. Other than that, nothing. Nothing on the steering wheel, just clean, simple driver compartment. To the right, we have the window wipers, and to the left, we have the blinkers. For me, I think the form of both the steering wheel and especially these handles are a bit too simple. I was bragging a lot about the big side window of the EB12, but here we have a different design solution. Still, you have a quite big side window. They have lowered it as much as possible, and it's a manual way to open and lock it. Also have your manual curtain, and there is also again a manual curtain here in the front. But since they don't have so much buttons, I think on this vehicle I can enjoy just having the manual one, but still I always like when I don't have to lean while driving. Then I would absolutely prefer doing that while I'm standing parked. I do have a driver door here, and everything here is made for. You can also have a cage if this will go into a market that desire a cage. But as I hear when I'm sitting here now, this wall is a bit too tight for me at least. Oh, I forgot to fasten my seatbelt. You know, I'm a tall man and I always appreciate space for the driver. So if VinFast have any possibility to make the driver compartment even a bit bigger, I know me and all my driver colleagues would be very satisfied and happy, because I don't have too much to work with. This is the furthest back I can go, but this is a prototype. I'm not worried, and I know VinFast is at Bussworld this year to talk with journalists, to talk with professional drivers. That's also why I'm behind the wheel. They want my opinion. So I'm sure when they come with this in a mass serial production, I think this bus will be completely different and better looking for the driver. But there is more than a driver in a bus. We have to see how it is to be a passenger in this bus. And in this 8-meter little tiny city bus, they can fit 60 passengers. 24 of the passengers can sit in one of these blue little plastic seats, or you can also have 34 people standing just like me. There is also a place for a wheelchair here in the middle. But as I told you in the beginning of the introduction, this floor will become even flatter, so you don't have this step which is here right now. That's a very unpractical thing, because if you're standing here and you're holding your bags and then this can happen. This will be eliminated in the new version of the bus. But to show us how it will be for the future, they still implemented this ramp, even though right now it's completely no use. So this is how it will look for the future. So there will be accessible also for wheelchair users. Did you know that this mirror actually is very helpful for a bus driver? When I sit behind the steering wheel and I watch the mirror to see what's happening behind me, I can use this mirror to see what's happening in front of this door. Now I of course have camera system for that. It's still here, and I like that they have implemented it, because if the camera system would fail, we still have the good old manual way to do it. Behind the back door, we have some steps to enter the rear part of the bus. And even though I go up 2 steps, I can still stand with a full height of the body. Again, we have seats from the Polish manufacturer Sine, and this is a bit more simple than what we saw in the EB12. This is a bit more narrow, but it is an 8-meter bus. What more can you expect? We have some manual windows here if it's too warm inside, and it's quite light and spacious when you look out the window. But here it's not double glass window, it's only single glass. But they made a quite nice and spacious rear part of the bus. You have a back window, it creates a light and nice environment. And in the roof you have LED lights going all the way from the front to the back. So this design is for the future. It's not ready yet, but VinFast will come in strong with this bus for the European market. And talking about the future, I want to take a look on the rear side of the bus because I think this design is kind of interesting. You know, designing a bus is not a very easy task. You have your limitation. It is somehow a shoebox on wheels. But VinFast have made a great effort making a design that is new. If we start with the VinFast logo in the middle, the rest of the design of the back is leading into that. The black panels are surrounding the logo, and you have the red LEDs going towards the logo to really give the attention to what's important for the branding. And you have standing rear lamps on this bus compared to the 12-meter version where you have them laying. And this emphasizes the tallness of the short, nice bus. And look at the round, beautiful corners on the bus. This is not a squared shoebox. This is a round, almost sexy little bus.
Our factory is in Vietnam, so the headquarters is in Hanoi, in Hai Phong, and the Hai Phong is really located at the sea. So out of the production, it's only a few hundred meters to the sea docks where vehicles are loaded in ships to bring them to Europe. All this together, after the signing of the technical specification till delivery to the customer, including transport, including PDI, will take us about 10 months. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is something which is really needed to scale up the need of e-bus in Europe. Today we have a capacity of close to 2,000 vehicles per year, but can be scaled up if needed.
I'm really happy to be here, to be able to see all this product, talk with Patrick, learn more about it, and I hope you learned something about these 2 new buses. I think they have a very interesting design, and I do think Europe needs something new that we haven't seen before. I think the next natural step now would be to go to Vietnam to take a look at the factory, test drive one of the buses to really get a new impression of it. But I felt it was super fun to go through the buses with you because I've never seen them before, so we had something in common. So thank you so much for watching this video here today, and if you like what you see, click down here. The button is called subscribe, and then you will see all the future videos from us in Bussmagasinet. Until next time, drive safely. Have a great day.